Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're jumping into a story that, well, it really makes you question what a hero even is.
Right, and our entry point is Yelena Belova. We see her first infiltrating some kind of lab for Val's outfit, the OXE group.
Her mission seems clear enough. Grab research, grab artifacts, but it gets messy fast. A scientist warns her about something called Project Sentry.
Yeah, Project Sentry. A huge foreshadowing there. And in the struggle, well, there's an accidental shooting. Yelena gets the job done, leaves a mess, reports back.
It really sets the stage, doesn't it? High stakes, morally dubious methods right from the jump. That's Val's world.
Absolutely. Pure, ruthless pragmatism. She operates in the shadows. Methods are questionable, definitely. So it's no surprise she ends up facing impeachment in D.C.
And Bucky Barnes, now a congressman, is right there trying to take her down.
Val, she's a master spinner, isn't she? She defends her actions, points to the whole Red Hulk incident, says the Avengers weren't there, the world was vulnerable.
Classic Val justification. Someone needed to step in, and that someone was her, operating outside the lines.
Exactly. And her loyal assistant, Mel, is there watching it all unfold, taking it all in.
Val's playing chess, everyone else is playing checkers kind of thing. Meanwhile, Yelena, she's clearly struggling.
Yeah, despite being incredibly capable, you see her visit Alexei Shostakov, the Red Guardian, and there's this weariness, this disillusionment.
The weight of Natasha's death is still heavy. You really feel it. It's a rare moment of vulnerability for her.
She's trying to connect with family, maybe find some kind of anchor. But ultimately, she takes Val's next assignment anyway.
Diving deeper down the rabbit hole, maybe looking for purpose even if the work itself is questionable.
And that next job, it takes her straight to the vault, a place designed to hold secrets, contain threats.
Val wants her to eliminate Ava Starr. Ghost.
Which is interesting, right? Why Ava?
So Yelena goes in, expecting Ava, but boom, she's jumped by John Walker, U.S. agent.
And then Taskmaster, Antonia Dreykov, starts shooting at Walker. It's just complete chaos.
A total free-for-all, everyone fighting everyone. Wild.
But then Ava, as Ghost, phases right in front of Taskmaster and takes her out. A surprising move.
Amidst all this, there's this civilian guy who survived whatever happened there before, Robert Bob Reynolds.
And pretty quickly, the survivors, Yelena, Ava, Walker, they start putting the pieces together.
They realize Val sent them all there.
Oh.
The whole thing was orchestrated.
Yep. A setup. To eliminate each other, destroy evidence linking artifacts back to her OXE group. Classic Val. A double cross to clean house.
Okay, so they know they've been played, but they're still trapped inside the vault.
Ava tries phasing through the doors, but there's this supersonic machine messing with her powers, scrambling them.
Yelena, always the strategist, finds the power source. Walker, being Walker, just smashes it. Brute force.
Which works, and Ava manages to phase the door open just as the incinerator kicks in behind them.
Wow. Talk about escaping by the skin of their teeth. That kind of thing forges a bond, even an uneasy one.
It really does. That shared trauma, that betrayal, it immediately creates this weird connection between them. And then things get even stranger.
You mean with Bob and the memories?
Exactly. It's like his presence, his unique nature starts dredging up their deepest traumas, almost like a psychic feedback loop.
Right. Yelena accidentally touches his hand after they escape, and bam, she's slammed with his horrifying memory.
Her first Red Room test. As a child. Forced to lure another girl, Anya, to her death. It's brutal. Shows you the darkness she came from.
It's so unsettling. And it tells you Bob is something else entirely.
A conduit, almost. Forcing them to face things they've buried as they're literally climbing the walls of the vault, locking arms to get out.
Walker touches Bob's hand too, right?
Yep. And he gets hit with a memory just as painful. An argument with his wife. She's obsessed with news about his failure as Cap, ignoring their kid. It hits him where it hurts. His shame.
Man. So even these tough, hardened characters are carrying all this baggage. Bob just brings it bubbling to the surface.
Precisely. So they're out, they're bonded by trauma and Val's betrayal, but Val's not done, obviously.
No way. We see her at some fancy gala looking totally unbothered, Mel at her side, while Bucky's also there, working with Congressman Gary, still trying to bring her down.
And Bucky actually tries to flip Mel, right? Plants that seed of doubt about Val's real agenda.
Which pays off, because Mel sees the surveillance footage from the vault, sees that Yelena, Walker, and Ava teamed up instead of killing each other.
Yeah, she realizes Val's plan went wrong, that these targets are now allied, a direct threat. So she calls Bucky.
Bucky encourages her to testify. And Mel drops the bombshell.
The bombshell about Bob, Val's plan to weaponize him as Sentry, this whole secret program.
And crucially, she mentions his recruitment records. Says he's mentally unstable, like seriously unstable.
A ticking time bomb, which is exactly what Val seems to want to control or maybe unleash.
So Val knows her targets are loose and allied. She sends Mercs back to the vault.
But with specific orders, non-lethal force for Bob, because he's the only survivor of Project Sentry. He's too valuable to kill.
The team tries to sneak out disguised, but they get made. And Bob, he does something incredible. He stepped out of the van, draws all the fire, just stands there.
And the bullets just bounce off him.
Yeah. Total invulnerability, it's shocking. He then flies, like, straight up. But collapses at high altitude, crashes down, and Val's people are right there to grab him. Just like that. He shows this immense power and immediately gets recaptured. It's tragic, really.
It shows Val's ruthlessness, her control. Meanwhile, Yelena, Walker, Ava are stuck trekking through the desert, processing everything. And just when things look completely hopeless, who shows up?
Alexei.
Oh, God.
In Val's limo, of all things. Trying to be the rescue driver, you can just imagine Yelena's reaction.
Hilarious, but they pile in, and of course, a convoy of mercs is instantly on their tail.
Ava's powers are jammed again. Supersonic weapon. But then Bucky swoops in.
Grenades flying, merc vans flipping, Bucky doing his thing.
Though he also accidentally flips Alexei's limo trying to stop the mercs with a chain. Not exactly smooth operator.
No, definitely not. But effective, eventually. And it brings Bucky into this makeshift alliance. They're all together now, sort of.
While they're regrouping, Val's back with Bob, working on him.
Feeding his ego, telling him he's got godlike powers as Sentry, manipulating his instability.
But then there's that weird moment. She touches his hand, and she gets a flashback.
Her own trauma. As a child, accidentally letting in the man who killed her father. A tiny crack in her facade, showing maybe why she craves control so much. Bob promises her he can control his power.
So back with the others. Bucky's got them contained. Mel calls Bucky again, warns him about Val's plan for Bob, emphasizing how unstable he is.
Right. Bucky realizes Sentry could be a massive threat. He tells the others they have to stop Val. Valentina overhears Mel's warning on the comms, though.
And she gives that chilling justification, doesn't she? That she's a bad guy, needed to stop the worst guys, believes she's necessary evil.
Yeah, it's her whole philosophy laid bare, so this forces the issue. They have to act.
And Yelling gives them that sarcastic team name.
The Thunderbolts, after her Pee Wee soccer team. A bit of dark humor.
Perfect. Their mission is set. Stop Val, stop Sentry. They drive straight into the city.
And crash right through the front of Val's watchtower. Which, yeah, used to be Avengers HQ. The symbolism.
Huge symbolism. A new, much messier kind of hero team taking over the old guard's base.
They fight their way up. Elevator ride. And there they are. Val and Bob in the full Sentry suit.
The team attacks, but it's a disaster.
Wait! Bob, no! Rips off Bucky's vibranium arm.
Brutal. They're totally defeated, forced to run.
But then the twist. Sentry, totally unstable, turns on Val herself, decides he doesn't need her, starts choking her.
And Mel saves her. Shows up with a kill switch, knocks Sentry out cold. Incredible timing and foresight from Mel.
As Val and Mel clear out, Bob's body just gets consumed by this darkness.
The void.
The void is unleashed, his inner darkness made manifest. Outside, the team is just crushed, feeling like failures. Not heroes.
They start to just drift away, defeated. But Alexei catches up with Yelena. She's really low, feeling worthless, like her job is all she is.
And Alexei gives her this incredibly moving speech, reminds her she's more than her mission, more than her past, that she has inherent worth. It's a powerful moment.
Just as she's maybe starting to believe it, they look up with the crowd and see him.
Sentry, fully transformed. The void. Engulfing New York City in total darkness, turning people into shadows. terrifying.
Absolute catastrophe. The stakes just went through the roof.
The team tries to rescue people, but the void just keeps expanding, covering everything.
So Yelena makes this incredibly brave call. She's going into the void to reach Bob.
Inside, it forces her to relive her worst memories, that Anya trauma again. She has to fight through her own past to get to him. It's intense.
And she finds him, looking normal, but trapped in his core trauma. His abusive father, his mother blaming him. Devastating.
Yelena tries to talk him down, even references her own flawed advice about suppressing feelings. She's learning too.
Then the rest of the team shows up, inside the void with her. Incredible solidarity.
Bob's void monster counterpart appears, taunts him, easily overpowers the team. Bob starts punching it, feeding its rage. It seems hopeless.
But then Yelena just runs through the chaos and hugs Bob, tells him he's not alone.
And the others join in. Bucky, Walker, Ava, Alexei. A group hug in the middle of this psychic nightmare.
And it works. This act of connection, of compassion, it calms Bob, pulls him back from the edge. The void recedes. The city is restored. People are back to normal.
Wow. Just wow. Strength through connection, not just raw power. An amazing resolution.
But it's not quite over. Outside, Bob has amnesia about the void. The team wants to go after Val, but she pulls her biggest power play yet.
The press conference. She claims assembling them was her plan all along. Spins the whole disaster into a triumph.
And introduces them to the world as the new Avengers, complete with the asterisk in the title, signaling this complicated new beginning.
Utterly audacious. Pure Val, but Yelena gets the last word, for now.
Yeah, she tells Val essentially, we're public now, you don't control us like you think.
And post-credits, some kind of space crisis unfolding, and an unknown ship entering the atmosphere with a giant 4 on its side.
The Fantastic Four. Definitely setting up something big for the future.
Absolutely. New threats, new heroes. The universe keeps expanding.
What a ride for these characters.
Yeah.
Reluctant agents, broken soldiers, traumatized individuals.